Hello, hello. Good evening. This is Lisa with Inspired Heart Intuitive and Heart of Inspiration, guys. Next week, Heart of Inspiration launches. I'm so pleased to come to you tonight. There's a discussion I've noticed in spiritual circles surrounding the awakening. And I wanted to talk about that tonight because in the spirit, a deep awakening happening, a deep, a call to arms almost, a call to let us begin to walk in and be who we were meant to walk in and be our purpose. Hello, Cat Rains. Now, moderators, I'm going to put a little in here. You all already have my PayPal, but I do have CashApp now, and I'm putting my CashApp in here. I'm going to get back to the teaching. If we could put those up for folks if they wish to give gifts to the channel. The Awakening, because this later will be edited. The Awakening. So you've heard, I'm sure, and there's plenty of YouTube videos out on the awakening and what it is and what it means and all of this. I'm going to simplistic terminology or a very simplistic definition. So I'm going to bring it to you from the Christian point of view. The awakening to me, hello, Miss Virgo. The awakening to me is we begin to walk the spirit-led life. We walk constant communion with spirit. We walk in our power. We walk in image. We walk as divinity here in a three-dimensional world. When I say that, though, I can feel already towards it. Because when I say we walk as divine beings, when I say that, especially from a Christian standpoint, and I will say probably from other Judeo-Christian based religions, those religions teach us that there is only God, the divine, and that we being lesser beings don't have the capacity to do much more than what we're already doing. That we don't have the capacity, we can walk and have a relationship, right, with God, one-on-one, because that is the basis of just about any religion that I know of. And if someone knows one that is not, I'm talking again about a light-based religion. I'm not talking about dark-based religion. I'm talking about light-based religion. When we talk about those, then there is always this sense of we are limited in we can walk in. That we are limited in the level of account that we have to become the beings that we were born to be. And what I'm proposing to you is that this awakening, this call to arms, this alarm clock that's sounding, if you will, from the book of Revelation, if you will, if I can borrow it, trumpet sounding. If we walk in this, truly walk in it, then we have to take accountability for operating in the power in which we were given. Operating in our infinite being, operating in our divinity in fullness. We have a level of accountability to bring to this earth the light and the power that we have been asked to be channels for. That is an accountability that we have. In order to do that, we have to be accountable to healing, to walking as a new creature, rising above lower level energies, rising above selfishness, rising above all that tells us we should be concerned with. We have to elevate ourselves and then therefore elevate our consciousness. I spoke the other night about what it means to be enlightened. Enlightened, it really is to become self-aware that we are in fact light. Hello, everyone. That we are in fact light. At our very core, at our very essence, our very existence, we are light. We are love, we are light. There are those that want to deny that and wish to walk in darkness, but that's not what we're created to do. But that is their choice. We have free will. But what does this awakening really mean? Hello, everyone. What does this awakening really mean at its essence? I know I'm lagging. It means when one becomes truly enlightened, becomes truly awakened, the communion one has with spirit is pure, it is powerful, it transcends time, flesh, and bone. It transcends the mind. It transcends third dimension and fourth, fifth, sixth dimension. The resistance we feel the moment we say, I am divine, and I am of the divine, I am infinite, I am love. The moment we concept that because we're spirit and all of the divine and all light beings, that I am you, that we are not solely just a grain of sand or a drop of water, but we are the beach and we are the. I am of God and God resides in me. We co-creators. I am not supreme because I did not create the universe. I did not set the ocean. I did not start time and space. However, because I am of him and he has created me in his image and his likeness, therefore he has imbued me with the power that he has. Any of us that have children, a man and a woman came together and made children, made the child. We gave birth to the child. The child usually looks a heck of a lot like one or both of us. The child has attributes, characteristics. I have one child that thinks a whole lot like me, which could be a but my children each think a little bit like me. They operate a little bit like me, but yet they are their own being. This is the same concept. We are children of God. We are children of love. We are children of light. We were created in his image. So every time you see yourself or another human being, you are seeing God. In his image and his likeness. When someone is of one's likeness, another one's likeness, they act like, they react like, they think like they came from. So when we think of, well, what is our purpose? Well, we're walking in his likeness. What do we think God would want us to do? For some of us, I know I'm meant to teach. I know I'm meant to minister. I know I'm meant to break down walls and break chains and set people free through many different methods. Are much more focused on, I'm meant to minister to children. I'm meant to minister to the elderly. I'm meant to be a empowered entrepreneur so that I can finance those that go and teach and do. Are meant to be social media mavens. Others are meant to be healers of different kinds. We begin to ascend when we become awakened. There are a few things that begin to happen. And what we have to remember is we have to stop resisting. Resistance of our purpose, the resistance of walking in our higher consciousness, resistance of allowing our higher self to be in constant communion is what keeps us from walking in our purpose. The more you resist something, the further away it gets. The more you concentrate on something, the further away it gets. But it is the resistance and the denial of who we are and divine beings and powerful beings that keeps us from the elevation of our higher self, be in constant communion with Supreme Spirit, with Creator, with God. When you resist what mother was telling you, or when your children resist what you are telling them, what happens? The more they resist, the more they dig their heels in, the more they don't do what you're asking them to do. And it's constant struggle. Resist who we are, the longer it's going to take for us to figure out what the heck we're supposed to do. Well, is resisting. I'm not resisting the goddamn thing. I want to know what I'm supposed to do. You are simply because you're not choosing to live a higher, elevated life. This isn't rocket science. A lot of times we talk about these things in the metaphysical and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't get it. It's what's this, that, and the other. It's not really rocket science. It's allowing your higher to simply be. Allowing your higher being to simply be. If you sit with this for just one moment, if you could just sit right now under the sound of my voice and hear me when I say once again, you are an infinite being. You are divine. From the divine of all knowledge and wisdom has been given unto you. All power has been given unto you. As you speak it on earth, so it is in heaven. All power has been given unto you. This leg, all power unto you. As you sit with that, how does that make? What does that do to your spirit man, your spirit woman? As I say, if you can sit with that knowledge, if you can sit with that reality for just a moment and allow it to sink in and raise beliefs and your faith and your vibrations and your resonance without any interference or your body, you will begin, I guarantee you, you will begin to elevate. You will begin to ascend and ascend and ascend because you have set your spirit man, you have set your subconscious, your higher self free from the shackles of the third dimension. Resistance is keeping us from doing our purpose. Time. If you've noticed, if you search around on YouTube, there are UFO sightings recently. There was one over Bakersfield, California, very recently. The government, of course, tried to say it was some space something or another. Over different areas of California, over LA, there was one about maybe 3-4 months ago. There's been a lot of sightings. There have been scientists that have large, almost planet size, looks like ships, some sort of thing, just outside of our solar system. Now, I'm not telling you this to frighten, but why I'm telling you this is for a purpose. Some would say there could be angels coming. If you know anything about Revelation, anything about the Bible, anything about prophecy, one would say that it's probably angelic. Could be ascended masters coming. Could be other beings from other universes. What I am saying is this: the world is going through this shaking. We're seeing extraterrestrial beings. We're seeing a lot of fighting. We're seeing a lot of conflict, war brewing, just because the dark side, the shadow side knows that here. Now, some of y'all aren't gonna like. I imagine some people would be like, "This woman is Looney Tunes." So workers, and if you're not one, then click off now when you watch the replay anywhere. Light workers, if you've noticed, I don't know if any of you have been either sleeping a lot or having, could go either way. You've been just feeling kind of like, I need to be doing something. There's something I need to be doing, right? There's something rolling around in here. like an engine getting revved up. You are seeking people like myself. How can I increase my intuitive nature? How can I identify other spiritual giftings that I have? How can I operate in a fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension on a basis? Because what's here is not enough. There's something going on. There's something going on. You know there's something brewing way bigger than yourself. There's something going on. And I'm getting other folks that I watch and I monitor, or that I learn from. And they're all talking about this higher calling. Even my friend Jeremy that we were on the Aura class, even he is starting to teach people about their intuitive gifts. Hopefully I'll get a chance to help. And he never was one to really talk about the intuitive, but he is now, because the alarm is going off. The alarm is going off. The alarm is not going off to startle us. It's going off to wake us out of our slumber, and for us to finally say, guess what? Okay, here. What will you have me to do? We are resisting who we are. You may not know specifically exactly what it is you're meant to do a year from now. But I can tell you, you know right now, you are being called to be more than what you are being at this moment. I know you are. I know you are. We use the consciousness and the vibration on this earth in order for the transformation, the next iteration, to be ushered in. Because this form of humanity is not forever. Another form of humanity. There's a raised consciousness level of humanity. We've done this for centuries, and we've done dozens of years. Kat, I need you to delete that, please. For thousands of years, we've been raising our vibrations. Collectively. Rose, Kat, please delete your comment now. Now. Light workers, this is what we're called to do. We're being called to walk in our gifts. We're being called to set captives free. We're being called to raise vibrations on earth. We are called to do spiritual warfare. We are being called to heal. This is what we're being called to do. This is what we're being called to do. How are we going to walk in this easier? Okay? How are we going to walk in this easier? When I say we're resisting the life, we're not necessarily doing that consciously, but because we have been tied to religion, third dimension, different thinking. Hello, Kim. Right? Earthbound thinking, all of that, because of the things we've been taught that we did not have, we did not have the proper teaching. Exactly, Steph. We've had our power removed. The power, instead of residing with us, has resided with the person behind the pulpit. We, understanding, those of us in this realm are beginning to understand that the salvation relationship, the coming to know, the being saved, right, is really coming into relationship with God. Once you come into relationship with God and once you relate to God with your higher being, with your son or woman, once you do that on a regular basis, beloveds, I know all of you because I know me, the same person that I was before. My walk is different. My talk is different. My reactions to things are different. Everything is different. Why? Because I'm not operating from this. I'm not operating. Yes, this helps me. This is the only way I can relate to this world. But my driving force long is, what do you want me to do? I choose to reside in a plane all day long in constant communion. It's not that I can't do my job. Thank you very much. But I do it with a lot less effort than others. Why? Because I'm using my eternal self. I'm walking in love. I'm walking in power all day long. Now, I don't resist it anymore. Stop resisting the concept that you are divine. I have to keep saying this. I have to keep saying this. I have to keep. Stop resisting the concept that you are divine. That you have been given all power. You have been given dominion. Dominion. Eve, the story goes, when Adam and Eve were created, the first man, the first woman, they were given dominion over the earth, the plants and the animals and everything. They were given dominion over the earth. Yes, Lady Rose. When they disobeyed, the whole point of the fall of man is the disobedience of Creator. Really, when you look at it, them eating of the tree was not that God was not denying them anything. They had everything. It was, okay, I'm going to set this tree here. You can anything else, just not that. We may know at some point in time what was truly meant by that. I tend to believe that he recognized that there were still some things that needed to happen before they ate of the tree. But really, that was really just to say, are you going to love me and trust me and do what I ask you to do of your own free will? And it is when pride came into being, when they were spoken to by that serpent, when they were spoken to by that serpent, then pride came in. Well, why can't I? Teams. Well, why can't I do that? I know Daddy said don't do it, but I'm still gonna do it because that really looks good over there. What, you gonna let somebody that's way, you know, he only come down and talk to us in the cool of the evening anyway. He ain't gonna know we took an apple. Why can't we do that? Good. Prideful. That's what caused separation. Disobedience caused separation. But when we get back into communion and back into relationship, we no longer have the desire for our will to be done, because it is not that we're just giving everything. It is because we are surrendering to a higher power and a deeper knowledge. We come to the realization we are here is but a blink of an eye. We come to the realization that this is not really even our true selves. Our true self, our higher being wishes to be in communication and relationship on a spiritual level, creatively with creators, and in constant communion. This is the state of enlightenment. This is the state of enlightenment. So now when I walk along, I acknowledge that thoughts and ideas that are coming are because I'm tapping into wisdom. I no longer walk around working so hard to make my life what I want it, what I think, what my mind says I want, because my mind really, all my mind is doing, I've said this before, I was a tape recorder, a DVR, whatever you want to say it is a supercomputer that records everything. Is what it was in the past. Your mind cannot comprehend the future because your mind is third dimension, not reach fourth, fifth, sixth, and above. It does not reach those dimensions because it is tied to third. What it is gray matter, and anything that's matter is tied here. It can go up. So your mind replays things all day long and says, "Yes, I'm doing the computation, and what you're saying right now ain't no. I think we need to go this way." So we work so hard. We're prick. We're working so hard to get ahead. When if we would learn to relax and yourself to commune and then guide and lead us. This is truly what it means to be spirit led. My spirit man leads me because my spirit man is talking. My spirit man leads me. So when I see this person that's across the way from me and I'm feeling their energy that they're not doing well, I go around, "Hey, how are you?" And all I do is I place my hand on their shoulder. I'm not making a big to-do. I'm not, oh, help him, Lord, help him, help him. Jesus. I love you, Lord. But I'm not making a spectacle of it. All that. I'm channeling. I'm allowing spirit to go through. I'm allowing light and love to go through me and heal. And I don't even have to say anything but how. We need to walk in our purpose, beloveds. You say, but Lisa, I don't know my. Well, then I'm going to tell you this. Sit still and be quiet for just a little bit. Begin to unfold in front of you. The more you are in communication with spirit, the more intuitive you will get. There are some of us who are just intuitive on a different level because this has just been given, right? I do not have an expectation that everybody that will see this video will get messages that I do. And that others that they get tremendous. That's not for me, and I'm okay with that. But there are other people that have the ability to comprehend and understand things I have no way of knowing how, and they can be the most successful on demand. They have different gifts. Are greater spiritual warriors. Some people are shamans, healers. So we all have some specificity, some what do they call it? Specialization. But I will tell you the basis of all of it. You have to learn how to channel. Walk in the anointing is what we would call it in the church. You have to learn to walk in the anointing. You have to learn to walk. You have to learn to channel the. You have to learn to get self and flesh and mind out of the way and stop resisting the concept that you are divine. I don't care if I got to say that till we've been here for an hour. When we have been, we have not yet. I will keep saying that until you are like, dang it, woman, I get it. I'm divine. It does as well. For those watching the replay that may not have the opportunity to see the chat, some are speaking about how down through the lineage. They are. My family, the women in my family are very prophetic. They're healers, they're prophetesses. That's who we are. We move mountains, topple governments. We break chains. That's who we are. I'm comfortable with that now. I don't resist it. The moment you stop putting so much work into figuring out what it is you're supposed to do, and you just start doing, that's when you stop resisting. Whatever you have the anointing for. Whatever it is. But there's also a level of spiritual and power that you walk in your own life. Now, I'm not saying you don't have to work, and I'm not saying you don't have to put effort into this thing, is that you cannot figure it out. It will make no logical sense to you. Do you think it makes a tad bit of any lick or a Louis bit of logical sense, a scientist or just a layperson, that I can tell them that I see what may happen to them in the future? No. It will make no logical sense to them. It will make absolute sense to them that I say that I do energy work and break chains and generational curses through the power of God. Or it's His. No. Your mind can't comprehend it. Hello, Raina. It is indeed first scary. It is a way of life. You're exactly right. You have resisting your divinity. You have to stop resisting your divinity. You have to begin to say that you were given all power. Isn't that, those of us that grew up in the church, isn't that what Jesus said before He ascended to heaven? Didn't He say that the Father gave Him basically the keys, right? The Father gave Him all power because He was the first ascended man after for this iteration of the Matrix. And then what did He say? He gave it to us. So why, please someone tell me, why are we not walking in it? Don't worry, I'll wait. Why are we not walking in it? If we believe that power, or that Jesus was given all power, I'm just going to leave it in the Christian standpoint, and He said that He gave it to us, why are we not walking in it? Why do we resist it? Because man has lopped all of this stuff on top. Because people sought to keep us in a box. Because we frighten those that are in religious and political power. Because we are free. Let that one marinate for a minute. Now, we have 13 people that I can see. Can we please all like this video for me? I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Slavery instead of knowledge, that's right. Just like the Sadducees and Pharisees, time of Christ, I will let y'all come up with the rest. We have determined we are in this awakening. All of us can agree that we are all hearing it. All of us can probably have all been getting some major downloads of information that we are beginning to feel a stirring in our spirit, that we know there's something more and we got to get to doing it. Beloveds, that means we have to start to not resist, and we have to start to believe and receive who we are. Believe and receive who we are. Because yes, and we have to fight it in the spirit realm. And we have to protect humanity in the spirit realm. That is going to mean that there's some earthly things, but I can guarantee you that everything that you are doing, even if it might seem like it's not some calling spirit thing, it is supporting the system. It is supporting those that front line, if you will, because the only way for this information to get out and for people to become awakened is for people to be and helping awaken people. That's it. We need all healers. We need all energy workers. We need all spiritual warriors. We need all website developers and social media mavens. We need entrepreneurs. We need all hands on deck. And we need people to walk in their purpose. I will tell you that when you stop resisting who you are as divinity, you begin to walk in your purpose. Let me tell you something. Your needs are taken care of because Creator is a very good employee. The benefit package is amazing. But we have to stop resisting. So I'm going to ask you again, hear me when I say to you, you are divine, light-filled of beings. That's who you are. Divine being of love and light with infinite wisdom. And you've been given power and dominion over this earth. Whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed. That is who you are. We have to work through our nature. God is saying to us, yes, He is the ultimate, right? He is supreme creator, but our is to step up to the plate and co-create. Don't just put it all off on Him. Take the responsibility for co-creating your world. And if you're like, Lisa, I don't even know what I'm creating, you know, sit and listen. I didn't know what I was creating either. But I didn't know what I was creating either when I first started doing this. And Shonda writes Practical Astrology. And Lady Rose, I'm trying to remember who else has channels. It's one here. Shona, all of these women, please, beloveds, I want you to go and I want you to support them because we are all in this together. Now, we are always creating, correct, Heather, but it is time for us to understand we are divine beings and stop resisting our divinity. Stop resisting the power that has been granted unto you and walk in it and be it and live it. Live in constant communication with spirit. There are some of us that are beginning to go into ascension into the 5th and 6th dimensions. That is the heavenlies. Okay? That is where the angels reside. And that is where they reside. And if you've been feeling a lot lately, like you've been pulled kind of out of your body a little bit, feels a little strange, let it happen. We need that 50 guys. We got to have that 50,000 foot view. Yes, that's why you're getting messages every day, Lady Rose. There is a lot of information that needs to be given. And this is a deep, deep, deep awakening broad. You are going to notice that you want, and this is a very healing awakening. It is, we don't have time anymore, unfortunately, to be kind of pussyfooting around and playing around with, well, you know, some of this and of that and the other. We don't have time for all that, all those gosh darn shenanigans. We have to live self-partnered and we have to be whole and healed. It is time to put in the work. You cannot be a channel for love and healing if you are not putting in the work to be healed. We do. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Yoni Plant Beauty. Thank you, Yoni. Welcome. These shifts are very huge. We need to be careful what we're ingesting. Very careful what we're ingesting. Also, be very careful to not be running around going looking at everybody got darn. Hello, Katrilla. Someone asked me, Lady Rose asked, get to the fifth and sixth dimension. Fifth and sixth dimension are where angelic hosts and ascended masters, well, lower, if you will, reside. You can get higher than that, and then you're really sitting with ascended masters. The travel between the third, the fifth, and the sixth, for a lot of us, is getting a lot easier. For some higher than that is getting much easier as well. You will find when you get to the fifth and sixth dimension state, in your awakened state, I can tell you sometimes you'll be gone for 2 hours, sometimes you'll be gone for 15 minutes, and it'll feel like you've been gone for 2 hours. Sometimes you'll be gone for 2 hours, 3 hours, and it'll feel like it was 15 minutes. But there is a depth of wisdom and power with you that is indescribable. Not to go around looking at everybody's YouTube channel. You got to be careful with your spirit. And I think I really need to say that, especially during this month of October, because this month of October with Halloween is a big time, and perhaps that's also why we're hearing this call from the light so deep. Thank you. Now, because shadow spirits are really, I mean, this is high time. So when people ask me, oh, do you want to go to that haunted house? No. Oh, do you want to go see this horror movie? No. Oh, well, it's just, I'm not going to have me up in here watching all these demons and stuff going, no. I don't want nothing to do with it. People don't let in through these physical eyes, gets down into your spirit, because it's the spirit that's behind what's being made. It's the spirit behind what's being that film that's. Can I ask y'all a question? I really just want y'all, Heather, I'm gonna come up Ohio. Can I ask y'all a question? I want y'all to really just think about this. We have all heard of Stephen King, I'm sure. I've read a couple of his books over the course of time. What kind of person, what kind of spirit are you really walking and talking with that you can stop? That you can come up with this stuff and make a movie and the visual of it down in you. Because it's the spirit behind, the energy behind realization. It is the energy behind the person that created this. I can't do that. Honey, let me tell you something. I stopped watching them damn scary movies way back when Candyman and came out. Now that's a long time ago. Dark energies create exactly. It's never just moving. Now I'm gonna tell you, I stopped watching that mess way back then. Now y'all know I'm dating myself. I'm a proud 50-year-old woman. I told y'all, I've always walked in the prophetic. I've always dreamt. That was that's always still one of the ways the spirit speaks to me. And that goddamn Freddy Krueger movie came out. My husband at the time was so into that daggone Freddy Krueger crap. Honey, I to this day, if I hear that, just, ooh, I can't watch it. You can't let that stuff in your spirit. That stuff come in because your eyes are a portal to your soul. You can't let it be because your third eye sees behind it. You can't do that. Something else that movies do. I'm going to tell you guys something and y'all might think I'm crazy, but okay, whatever. Right, Lady Rose? We don't, Raina, we don't do, I don't do it. I don't do Freddy. I don't do Candyman. I don't do Saw. I don't do Annabelle. What else don't I do? Start coming up with them. I'll tell you what I don't do because I don't do names. Now listen. Now just like those movies are the dark movies when they out, the shadow world, the shadow leaders, okay, in this earth put out movies. Hollywood puts out movies to show us what they're about to do. Case in point, State. Will Smith, can't remember the white man's name. Will Smith years ago, right? He running around. They can see him everywhere. They can monitor all of his emails, his phone messages. They were chasing them all over different closed circuit televisions, right? Our cameras. That was what, back in the 90s. You fast forward to the 2000, of our emails being monitored, our phone conversations being monitored, all of this, okay? Further back, when they made Star Trek years and years and years ago, the original Star Trek, what they had? They had cell phones, y'all. They had flip phones. Come on now. They had cell phones. They had tablets. I want y'all to keep up with me now, because they've already told us what's about to happen. Independence Day was made just because somebody just figured Independence Day should be made. Do you think that what is that? Third close something kind, third kind, 13th, whatever, fourth, whatever. Do you think because they wanted to? They're telling us what to do. They're telling us what's about to happen. All these movies alone. My point, y'all catching my point now. Catch my point. Stay with me. Everything's in the movies from today's exactly what's in there. Already telling us what is they're telling us, because then when they tell us, iRobot 2, that's right. The robots running around here. They tell us what's about to happen. Thank you, baby. They tell us what's about to happen. They tell us what they're about to do, because then that absolves them from, in their mind, of responsibility for what they're doing. No, that movie wasn't scary. My point is that movie, Follow Me, Cat, movies tell us what's about to happen. Now, on the positive side, I will tell you why, but we shouldn't be scared. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love, of a sound mind, a power of love and a sound mind. Now, I'm going to tell you some other movies you all need to think I'm crazy. You all need to watch all these superhero movies. Watch these Avenger movies. You know why you want to watch these Avenger movies? Because us, what we need to do. And you might not think let me tell you something. Do you know what we are in actuality? Light workers, spiritual people. We're some powerful people. We are some powerful people. I can go to some Avengers and tell y'all what spiritual power, what spiritual gift they operate in. The movie that just came out with the daughter, Oprah made the movie. Oh my God. Somebody help me. It was the little girl that had to travel through different dimensions to go get her daddy. You watching Love Stories. A Wrinkle in Time. Thank you. Y'all got to see that movie. If you all have not seen A Wrinkle in Time, you better go watch it. And you better make sure that you watch it, because you need to understand what these kids are about. The children are walking in a greater spiritual knowledge right now too. The children are awakened. These are things, guys, that we have to understand, that not just Heather, A Wrinkle in Time freaked you out, but you watch all them gosh darn scary movies. And with you. Now I'm going to have to cut all that out when I edit this. Anyway, just like we see things from the dark side, I do believe that there are some things that are being illuminated to us in the light side. The problem is most of us don't pick up on what's being said to us. There's a reason all these gosh darn superhero movies are coming out, because it's time for the superheroes to wake up. It's time for the superheroes to start being superheroes. It's time for the spiritual people to rise up in their power. This is because we've all about what we're going to be up against. Now, I got way off topic. My point is this. As we're going through this awakening, and all of us feel it, all of us feel it, are being called to it. We have to stop resist our divinity. We have to stop resisting the concept that all power was given to us, dominion over this earth. Dominion over this earth. Do you realize that you were to dispatch angels? Do you realize that? Yes, Shemaiah the shaman, and work together. Do you realize you have the power to dispatch angels? Do you realize whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven? Do you realize that so it is as above and above as below? Do you recognize that? Do you recognize that? Do you recognize beings are limitless? The divine beings are filled with power. When you recognize that, beloved, when you let it finally sink down in here, you will stop resisting your higher calling, because you will set your spirit free. Free, as they say, to roam about the cabin, right? On the plane. The seat belt off and get up. And be who you are called to be. Where your spirit free? You set your spirit free. You take your seatbelt off. You roam around the cabin. You walk it out. I don't want anyone to ask me what their calling is anymore. Now I can see. I can tell you what I pick up as far as gifting. But I want you to sit with spirit. Commune with spirit and let your higher self actually rule and reign in your life. What an amazing, as above, so below, as within, so without. Thank you very much. When this happens on a constant basis, manifestation isn't even really a thing. Because honestly, I keep telling you guys, Creator, God is the best employer I've ever known, Miss Shonda. Creator is the best, fairest employer I've ever known. Okay, Let's just, Heather, we're going to edit some of this. Okay. I really hope that this video turns out okay, because I really want to put this up on the website. Okay, so we're going to do a little Q&A. I've been kind of catching some of this. I see Cassandra saying you still fall asleep when you're meditating. Sit up. And you need to set your intention. Set your intention to that you're going to stay awake. Because really, Cassandra, the deal is you shut your mind down so that your spirit takes over. So don't meditate lying down. That's the quickest way to fall asleep. I don't know what I'm doing with this yet. We'll just say it's a live broadcast. So no, I probably won't edit it. I'll just do an intro for everyone watching the replay. So we're going to take questions. You're welcome. Projection. Miss Shonda Rise. If you do have a question, sure. You want to learn that. No, go ahead. Astral projection is a natural byproduct of allowing yourself to go ascend past fourth dimension into fifth. Astral projection is a product of it. It just happens. The higher you go, the further you go. Now, some people, like lollipops, and I think sometimes it happens too to me, we sometimes go places, earthly places, and we're allowed to see things. So there's different types of astral projection. Thank you, Fran. The automation clears. Yeah, until you can just kind of go, that's fine. How many dimensions? Okay. Steph asked how many dimensions are there? Wow. I've heard some say 9. Shonda. Say 9. And honestly, for me, I have to say that I've only just to identify what's in which realm, just because I need to be able to speak to metaphysical people. So I'll say 9. And I think to me, the 9th would be like complete oblivion, like complete nothingness. It says it's nothingness. Katrilla says you've been seeing one yellow butterfly when you're outside for 3 days now. Did you look that up? Butterflies, of course, symbolize metamorphosis. Yellow would set your solar plexus, your power chakra. So I would say there's probably a transformation happening, a metamorphosis happening in your power chakra, charge, a reboot, if you will, of your power chakra. And I think, Katrilla, that it's going to be much more clear to you which is going energetically in this lifetime and kind of going away from the shadows, and there's going to be some clarity brought. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Change, yeah, definite change. I'm trying to catch if there were other. Yanni Plant Beauty Services. You have a YouTube channel. If you're, and thank you so very much for coming. I really appreciate it. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to scroll all the way up. Do we have any more? Is there not yet? Do you have a website though? Like, could we search that name? I want to write that down. Oh, thank you very much. Please don't go yet. Here I'm writing down your. Yanni, if you don't mind, here, please email me. I'm very interested in, your name is interesting to me. Email me, please. Okay, so do we have any more serious questions? I really thank you guys for popping on tonight. We're going to be doing some more of this rather serious kind of conversation. But all of this is going to get, I don't know if this is going to get moved. Yeah, it is. You're in Los Angeles? Oh, wonderful. Oh, there's been a lot going on out there in California in the heavenlies. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of people that are paying for some of the things that they've done. Okay. Okay. So over the weekend, well, thank you. Good. I'm glad. Over the weekend will be fine. We will honestly, I swear to you, be launching Heart of Inspiration, the other YouTube channel, and my site will be launching this weekend as well. I may want to keep some of these deep plant beauty services. I may want to keep some of these conversations on this channel because I just feel like it's a little bit deeper, but we'll see. But I feel a very huge draw and need to help people walk in their gifts. Excuse me. Not that gift. And their power. And it is worse for me now. And it is a necessity. I can no longer. I don't know what form that's going to take. Only so much that I can do in this public type forum. I have to do some of it in a private form because it's everyone. So I don't know which form that's going to take, beloveds, but I want about the movies, right? We watching the movies. And a long time ago, I'll be doing it on a long time ago before I did the spiritual ministry school, right? Training. she's been one of the originals, and she was like, "Oh, it's Professor," like that. It was kind of like the X-Men professor, and I really feel like that. I feel like I need to have a space for us, right, where we can talk about these things and not be overheard. But a lot of this we will talk about here. So yes, because Heart of Inspiration is going to be much more about living life inspired. And to me, an inspired life is an indwelling of the spirit that that moves us to action. When we're inspired to do something, we do it. But it is an indwelling of the spirit that moves us to action. And from the heart are the issues of life, right? From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. The heart is the key to life. Your heart chakra, your physical heart, the key to life. And if we can maintain a high vibration, resonance, a high frequency in our heart, in the upper level chakras, we can walk an inspired where everything we do has a purpose, everything we do has a plan, everything we do is something or someone. That's what I want. A glass of wine or a cup of tea. Yes, and coffee, let me tell you. Okay. Launch party. Are y'all down launch party? I'll announce it here and then we'll all scooch over there. I'll be making the announcements over the weekend when the launch party on the other channel will be. Hello, Jeanette. And that's going to be a very public. I've kept this one on the down low, you guys, this Inspired Heart Intuitive, for obvious reasons, since, most of Christianity doesn't appreciate what I do. But that's going to be very public. And there will also be, I'm going to open up a Facebook group as well. So you guys will be able to follow me on Facebook. We'll do an Instagram. We'll do the website. We'll do the YouTube channel. And this is going to be we'll still have this channel, but some of the deeper things, and then we'll do some private Zooms. Oh. Here you go, dear. It's time for us to really launch. The other thing that I want to put out here to you guys is this, because a lot of you that I see in this chat have been with me for quite a long time. Do you see it now? Johnny, do you see it now? It's Heart of Inspiration 18 at gmail.com. Heart of Inspiration 18 at gmail.com. The other thing that I want you all to understand is part of this, my awakening, ministries to help launch people into their purpose. Okay? Since I am a Christian minister, that's going to be in it. And I will tell you why. In and of itself, is a guideline and holds deep spiritual mysteries and wisdoms. You were in the Aura class. The whole point of the Aura class was to talk about how, when the Christian becomes enlightened and lets God out of the box, what happens? How does our aura transform? When you let God out of the box, how do you transform? How does your aura transform? How does your relationship with God transform? So, I am not sitting here, and I never have. I am not sitting here saying, I'm not a Bible thumper, if you will. I embrace light-based or belief systems. God is God to me. I am still a Christian. I will always be. That is how God has revealed himself to me. If God revealed himself to you through Buddhism, fine. If God revealed himself to you through Islam, fine. If he revealed himself to you through Catholicism, fine. I don't care. When you are serving God is God is God, yes, I've come to understand that I don't do religion. Marina, I think you should know that by now. I don't do religion. I never did. And that got me in a whole heap of trouble at most churches. However, God has revealed himself in different cultures in the way that they can understand and comprehend. Just like in ancient Greece as Zeus and the rest of the gods. Just like he revealed himself as Ra and the rest of the gods and goddesses. Oh, bye, sweetie. Have a very good evening, Miss Shonda. So, creator is creator. I have expanding that he has revealed himself to different cultures in different fashion, revealed himself in different times, in different ways. So yes, I will be bringing the Bible in, as I have been from the very beginning, and I'm not going to stop. Drinking tea, I'm actually drinking coffee. I actually need to get some organic honey. Exactly, Steph. My goal is to just get us into relationship with God, with Creator, with Spirit, with Universe. This is all different things. But I am Bible-based, and I'm unashamedly Bible-based. The Lord has allowed me to see deep mysteries, and I thank him for that. Yeah, and it has natural probiotics in it, local honey. I'll get some farmer's market up the street. Okay. Um, but you're never gonna hear me preaching some salvation message in the way that real people would do it. Because I believe religion separates man from God. That's my belief on religion. Oh, we can talk, baby. Change. We can talk. I'm no different now, Raina, than the woman you met just a short time ago. I'm no different. I'm the same one. Bad to see people's auras. No, it's not bad at all. I see auras all the time. I see auras all. It's a gift. Sometimes it can be distracting, so you can learn to kind of put it in its place, but it's not bad at all. Yeah, I see it all the time. Some people colors. I guess I have a more like sensory seeing of auras. I sense when something's funky. Kind of see it, but it's not like in full focus sometimes. But like Jeremy, Annika that I've had on here, he sees auras, colors, and dances and things like that. So it's beautiful. I don't see in the same way. Mm. Okay, guys, do we have any more questions? Any more at all? Oh my Lord, it's 10 o'clock. I haven't eaten yet. Excuse me. Okay. Mm-hmm. Eating chocolate. I wish I was eating chocolate. All right, beloveds. I know you do shaman. I know you see colors. And Miss Shemaya, if you don't already hear, be hearing. And you're not only going to see colors, but the colors are shaped for you. And you'll have a knowing as to what the nature of the injury to or the energy field was, so that you can pray to heal it, so you can send energy to heal it. You got a lot going on, sister. You have a lot going on. A lot. Okay, guys. I need to mm, you're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. Listen, I don't have any content up on that other all max natural bionic that only kills. You might have to send something to me. You will pick up new ones all the time, Lady Rose. New gifts. Lady Rose says, I feel as though I haven't found all my gifts because I seem to be learning more and more. I feel things that are hidden to me. Yeah, I'm still learning. Cassandra, just let it be. When you relax and just let it be, then it'll be. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Lady Rose, I need to have you on with me on a live together soon. We should do so that Allmax, huh? Is that what it's called? Allmax? I've never seen that. I'll have to look for it on Amazon. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Weekend filled. You'll see me quite a bit this weekend. I'll be doing a lot of recording and then a lot of hopefully coming on. I don't know now. You're such a goofy. And we're gonna have a launch party this weekend. Maybe Sunday. Sunday fun day. And then we'll get together on the other channel. Okay, I'm like sitting here going, it's time for me to kind of decompress. Good. Okay, I Lady Rose, we might be able to do it a different way through Streamlabs. So let me see if I can get that done. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Good night, everybody. I will see you guys in the morning. You could pop on, Lady Rose. Thanks, Jeanette. I will see you guys in the morning. For Coffee Convo and Cards. And I'll let you guys know if I'll be on my channel or we'll be on Shonda's channel tomorrow night, okay? All right. I hope this was a blessing to you guys. We'll do this more. We're going to continue to do this, okay? Peace, joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love each and every one of you guys. Namaste, my friend. Bye-bye.